Hey everybody, how are you? El Duderino here, aka the dude, the grilling dude here. And this is a show about us. We talk about just about anything except for Johnny Depp and my friend Amber Heard. I mean, if you really want to talk about them, that's fine, but not me. Got one viewer out there. Hey, how are you? Tonight's show, we were talking about a collab last Friday. Usually the show's on Friday. But this week, because I'm on call this week and I happen to have today off, we're going to do the show today, obviously, Thursday. But we were talking about a collab last week and been working behind the scenes with Lee from Smoking Bears and just trying to get this thing up and running, this collab, maybe doing a test run on it. And I think that Lee and Mike Ware and Tom, hey, what is going on? Drunken Chef, there you are. Cuff and Stuff Barbecue. Hi. Oh my goodness, I haven't seen Cuff and Stuff Barbecue forever. Hello, hello. But anyhow, on the keto show, oh, what's good, dude? You know, same stuff, different day. Still got the boys. One over there, one right here. Still having a good time. How about you? How's the weather down there in the Mesa area? I bet it's hot. So anyhow, on the keto show, I think this week, this coming Wednesday, there's Mr. Blue. Brother Blue, what's going on? There's my Uncle Tim. Hey, Uncle Tim, how are you? This is my grandson Elliot. He likes to say hi. Uh, anyhow, good to hear Cuff and Stuff. I like it. Always good to see some of the guys from way back when. Y'all good in order. I bet you guys are warm. Actually, I have on my phone Chandler, Arizona, because when I was there 10 months ago visiting my aunt, I had it on my phone just to see what it was like. Dang, Chef, 111? That's way too hot, dude. Way too hot for me. I think it was 88 here today. I'll take it. So anyhow, on the keto show this coming Wednesday, I think Lee is going to try to do a live cook and kind of try to figure out how we're going to work this collab out. Madwood, Terry, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the show. What do you do? Got everybody pouring in here. I love it. So yeah, Lee's gonna. I got the boys here trying to climb all over me. Lee's going to 64 in rain. That's the Tri-Cities for you. Nate and Madwood. Hello, everybody. And my grandson just bumped his head here on the side of the bar. Sorry, bud. Yeah, you're okay. Can you say hi to everybody? Say hi to everybody. Hi. Say hi. Hi. So I've been trying to say this for the last. How long have I been live for? 3 minutes. I've been trying to say this for the last 3 minutes. Oh my goodness, that's funny. We are going. Lee is going to try to do a live cook and do it in a similar way that we want to do this collab. And it's if Lee comes on, I have to remember what it's called. It is. It's going to be poppers. I can't remember the name of the hashtag we're going to use. Keith Betlig used to use it. And so I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The how we want to kick it off. And I was talking to Terry about this. Is the idea right now is to just go live with like two guys, maybe me and Grumpus on fire. Maybe myself and let's say Terry or Grumpus or whoever does the live, and then we have like the producer of the show. Maybe it's Lee, and the commentator's Tom, and we just kind of crank it out, see what we got going on, see where it leads us, and just have a good time with it, right? And then after that, forever poppers. That's what it was, the hashtag, forever poppers. And just go from there, and then everybody kind of just does their poppers for the next several days as part of the collab. And then the next month, we kind of restart it with maybe some new guest cooks. Bring them on, have a good time, and just kind of showcase people's skills or what they got. I mean, my popper's going to be totally different than whoever's if I happen to be the one doing it. So yeah, good times. I think it's going to be a blast. I hope you guys are willing to participate in it. If you have a cook, there's my grandson screaming and yelling. Gotta love it. Cheers to them. I'm sure it's something simple. Sure, it's something simple. You know, I think I remember that. You and Tom doing a live kit. Yeah. Yep. Go play. I'm sure you're okay. I'm sure you're okay. Oh my goodness. Crazy kids. That's this is my life these days. Hold on, I'm gonna put you guys on mute. Sorry, guys. So, kids, you know, they're learning how to share. Come on, guys. Sorry, I had to mute that. I said stop, and I got a no. The life of a 3.5-year-old, right? So anyhow, if anybody wants to come on, please come on. If you got any ideas for something like this, I think it would be great. Grumpus, you usually hop on and come visit. Maybe you're on your way home or something. Maybe my Uncle Tim's still out there and wants to say hi from my hometown of Richland, Washington. And other than that, you know, I want to ask you guys a question about collabs. And I'm not talking about, you know, a collabs with like Grumpus or Jimmy or whoever, but collabs with people that send you an email and say, hey, I got a product XYZ, and we think that your channel would do really well. And so I'd like to know your ideas on the collabs. What do you think about them? I got hit up by a company that does, hey, Uncle Tim, that's my brother from another mother, Nate. Nate's awesome. He's from back east. Nate, this is my Uncle Tim. And I'm a little leery about doing it. Some people are really into it, you know, and I think that that's a way to grow your channel. I'm not sure that's, you know, how you want to do it. Depends on what it is. I totally agree. If it's sunglasses, I don't think, you know, sunglasses are going to work on this channel. But these guys had like spatulas. For me, yeah, I know, I agree with you. I'm not going to do sunglasses or some kind of, you know, hey, I've got this jar of pickles that it's going to blow everybody away. I don't think I'm really going to be into that. But, you know, these guys do spatulas, cooking utensils. I don't know. I looked them up. And here's part of my hang up is they ask you for my pricing, right? How do I approach pricing? I've never done anything quite like that. I've been asked to do something, not really a collab, but I've been asked to do stuff there. And the myth right there. I've been asked to up, getting that dreaded feedback. There it's gone. It's gone.
There it's gone.
Yeah. How about you?
Let me just compliment you on what a wonderful shirt you're wearing.
Hey. Oh my goodness.
This was not planned.
This is almost identical. Well, that is a beautiful shirt, Bill. I get mine from the big and tall section at Amazon.
I get mine from the short and small. Go ahead with your thought.
Okay. So how about you, Grumpus? You've been around for a while. You've been around for a while. Have you ever been hit up to do spatulas or something and asked to do a collab for somebody? And I know lots of people do this.
I haven't asked about a collab. I've had plenty of people approach me wanting me to hawk their product.
That's kind of, I guess that's what I'm getting at. Okay, review.
And I generally tell them that, you know, I don't normally do that. And if it's not something that I would actually use, I probably wouldn't waste my time.
Gotcha.
I did have a guy send me a whole box of various things.
Was his name Tom?
Out of the whole box, you know, there was some tongs. I might use tongs or, you know, hand towel or something like that. But a lot of that stuff I can't review it because I wouldn't use it. So I make sure I let them know that right up front because I don't want them sending me stuff and feel like I'm beholden to them.
Gotcha. Sorry, I got a 2-year-old throwing a fit down here. Anybody want to use 2-year-old? Oh, now he stops. Yeah, once I threatened to put you out there on the market. He stopped.
Yeah, there you go.
I wouldn't get rid of him for the world. You know, I was talking to Ricer once about it because a long time ago I got hit up for, they call them collabs in the email, and I guess that's why I went with that.
Yeah.
But it's a review.
Yeah, they're wanting to collaborate with you.
Correct.
It's not a collab video.
Correct. Now, these guys have hit me up and said that they wanted me to buy their product, do the video, and then they would pay me for the product in return. I'm like, there's something wrong about that.
No.
So I was asking Ricer about it, and he's like, no, they should be giving it, if you do a collab, they should be doing it for free. And then asking you to review their product and be willing to pay you for it.
Right. That's why I look at it.
Yeah, I do too. And these last people actually want to adhere to that, but I don't know.
I have no idea what to charge.
That, and then there's that. I don't either.
I have absolutely no idea what to charge. Yeah, I mean, I really don't want, to be honest with you, I don't want to get into a lot of that. I would rather do a review of the things I buy and let you know why I got it, and just, you know, if I like it, just give them I don't mind giving them a shout out or something like that.
Sure.
But for somebody to say, hey, let me send you a grilling mat, and maybe you can tell everybody how wonderful it is, I'm going to pass.
Well, that brings up the other thing. What if it's not? Hey, there's Trumpet Master.
I'm of the belief that if I don't like the product, I'm not going to put a video out and trash it.
Correct.
No, dude. Yeah. I might waste an afternoon, you know, recording it with the intention of putting a positive spin on it. But if it's something that sucks, I'll probably just trash the video, contact them and say, look, this thing's, I got to pass.
Yeah.
And let them know why. Give them some feedback. I don't mind doing that.
Sure. And I guess that is, feedback is part of the process, right? They kind of want to know what's going on. But I'm in the same way. I'm the same way. I don't want to. Oh, let's give you an idea. I went to one of our local restaurants. Oh, there's beautiful right there.
There he goes, right there. Hollywood.
Upside down glasses. Hold on. I think these monkeys are thirsty. Hope their dad gets home soon from work.
Hey, look at the bright side. It'll be over in 18 years.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a little behind. There's a Tom. There's a hello, Trumpet Master, a.k.a. Lewis. Hello, Tom. Hi, put your glasses back on. Show everybody how beautiful you are. Yep. And then, there we go. He's got his Boise State hat on. Uncle Tim, you ought to like that. Anyhow, I kind of lost my train of thought. Oh, I went to a restaurant and last winter, because it was so busy between my wife going to Salt Lake City, etc. I decided to do some reviews, which didn't really work out for me. But anyhow, I had this drink, and it was their version of a White Russian. And so I decided I'm going to film this real quick. And I took a swig of that and went, this is horrible. So I'm not going to share it, right? Obviously, somebody thought it was great. It was the next best thing. So that's why they put it on the menu. You can stop. Thank you. But I'm not going to trash that person just because I didn't like it.
Right.
Maybe 10 other people do. I don't know. But if I liked it, then yeah, I'm going to tell somebody, hey, yep, this is good stuff, right? But I definitely don't believe in trashing somebody. Oh, hey, come on, dude. Go play. Go play, please.
I figure there's enough people out there that will, so I don't need to be a part of that.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. What? Can you say hi to everybody? Let's show everybody your glasses again. Everybody loves your glasses. I just think that's the best. Where's your glasses? Look at it. Now that's styling right there. That is styling. I love that upside down look.
Yeah. You're going to have to stand on your head so they look right.
This is Elliot. He's the oldest of the two. Yeah, and he's also the most showiest. Hope your dad gets here. All right,
Where'd you get that from?
Yeah, I don't know. Couldn't be a grandpa. I'd come down with grandpa. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm just getting hit up right and left. These guys just, here, you want some? All right. So much for grandpa's orange flavored water. All right, guys, come on. I got a show to run, so go play. You guys got more toys than Toys R Us ever had. Go play. Yeah. So, Grandpa's, what have you been up to this week other than work?
Well, that's it.
That's it, huh?
That's pretty much it.
Still too hot to cook?
Yeah. I was telling the wife, it's a holiday weekend. I probably ought to cook something outside this weekend, but
yeah,
I guess I'll decide Saturday.
Yeah. I did a video today, and it is, I've really been so I did a Myron Mixon video, and it took off. So I thought I would try a different one with, it's not really, it is grilling season, but we're kind of looking at tailgating season.
Right.
I thought, who's the biggest partier and tailgater I could think of? And Snoop Dogg came to mind. Well, I happen to have a cookbook from Snoop Dogg, so I got for Christmas, but I've never really looked at it. So I took a look at it, and there was these East Side cheese quesadillas, and I thought that would be a cool one to start it with. So I did a video with East Side cheese quesadillas.
No, we can't use Terry's tailgate.
No, but I'm sure he's doing that, so we can. What? Yeah, thank you. Come on, guys.
Well, I was telling the wife, HEB has pork ribs for $1.97 a pound this weekend.
That's a good price.
So it's going to be kind of hard to pass those up.
Yeah.
Baby back in St. Louis.
Yeah, totally agree. St. Louis, I started cooking St. Louis earlier this year, and I think that's the way to go for me.
Yeah. I think give you more even cook, I think.
Yeah. What are you doing now? Yeah, sure. I don't know, guys. I don't know. They make it difficult to do a show, but here, let's put these glasses on the right way. Now you look good. Nope. It's not stylish enough.
Well, you're kind of raising the bar for the rest of us. You got your hands full with that and still putting out videos?
Still putting out videos, yeah. And these guys go to preschool during the day.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, but usually my videos are filmed on Saturday or Sunday. And that makes it kind of difficult. Oh, yeah, it's still. Oh, there you go. I like it. Right on, Terry.
He just wants to be one of the cool kids.
Exactly. So I do, like I said, I do my videos on the weekends. And lots of times you'll hear them in the background talking or playing. Phone home. ET phone home. Yep. So, and every once in a while, you'll see their little head bobbing around in the back. Come on, dude. Leave my phone alone. You see their head bobbing around in the back. And on my Myron Mixon video, you can see the 2.5-year-old show up in the background. So I didn't realize it until I started editing and I saw him. And so I kind of zoomed in on him for just a moment as he was reaching across the bar. What he was going for was a hamburger buns. And he ended up getting them, but you don't see that on the video. Oh my goodness, you two.
Well, I got the notification you put one up, but I hadn't had a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah. It's a Myron mix. Oh, I did so I did a corn on the cob one, and it was just an experiment. What the hell?
Uh-huh.
And it came from a live I did on Instagram 2 years ago. And so I stripped out everything from that live video except for the corn on the cob. So a 12-minute video ended up being just a little bit over 4. And I even had to strip out some of the corn on the cob. And it's actually done decent for what I kind of wondered, was this going to work? All right, yes. Hey, here's one of the quesadillas from earlier.
Tell us, Elliot, is that any good?
Is that any good?
Is it good?
He likes it.
Are you going to save some for the rest of us?
I think that's a no.
At least save me one bite.
Yeah, I think that's a no. You know, I'm getting pretty good at this multitasking. I got
You
one
are.
there, got one here, and I'm sitting here holding an intelligent conversation.
You're keeping me entertained too.
There you go. Apparently 6 other people, but 5 others dropped. No. Hey, 50% ain't bad. I'll take it. Saw Tom out there. Tom, how you feeling? We've all been wondering how you're doing.
Yeah, you back on your feet yet, Tom?
Yeah, missed him on their show yesterday. They had a great guest. Did you catch the show yesterday by chance?
I did not. I didn't get home in time.
Okay, I can't remember her name. It was the Perfect Imperfect Keto lady or something like that, and she was amazing. I really enjoyed watching her in their show. And like I was saying earlier, what the heck? Oh, there we go. I was talking to Lee from Smoking Bears, and he's going to be one of those people that do this collab, and he's an expert when it comes. You need to get down, dude. He's one of those people that's really expert when it comes to multi camera angles on StreamYard.
Yeah.
So he's going to kind of run it, show us how to do it, and he's going to do a test run for us on Wednesday on their show.
So does he do all that through OBS?
And he does it through StreamYard.
Okay.
So somebody's at the front door now. Never ending, dude. Never ending. Put your glasses on. Show everybody your beautiful face.
So multi-camera, what you mean is he producing the feeds, multi-feeds.
Correct. Yeah, he's got 2 cameras hooked up, and so you can get what he does. He does a Sunday morning thing, and so he's got a camera from above, and then he's got a camera that comes in kind of like you and I are right now.
Okay.
And that was kind of originally how we thought about doing it for the collab. You were on last week.
Yeah, yeah.
And it seems like it may be just kind of morphing to more of an angle, you know, like in your kitchen or wherever it is you're cooking.
Right.
And going that route. That way, you know, we want 2 the idea right now is 2 commentators. Well, no, 1 producer and 1 commentator, and then the 2 cooks, and they get, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever. Thank you. Doing wonderful. Thank you. And they get an hour to cook their poppers or whatever, or, you know, I don't know, if we're doing brisket, obviously then it's going to be an 18-hour live.
18-hour live?
Yeah. I won't be around to watch it. Will you stop?
Well, I hope he throws an intermission in there so I can have my nap.
Need a couple of naps for that one. But, you know, I can't see doing more than an hour at the most.
Yeah, you're going to have a hard time holding an audience any longer than an hour.
Yeah, and I think even an hour is going to be difficult.
That may be stretching it.
Yeah. But then again, so how do you do it? You would have to have everything prepped beforehand, and then just go to guns and, you know, showcase. All right.
Yeah, well, everybody's going to have to know the time limit up front so they can do their own pre-scheduling.
Correct. And, you know, while you're doing it, you can always say, like I said, you know, hey, this is poppers. I've already cut them up, and this is this, and
right,
cook them, so on and so forth. Yeah. So I think that's what we're kind of going towards. There was Lee sent me a couple of videos earlier in the week from, I think it was called Battle of the Kitchens. And I really like that setup. Like I said, next on the 8th is when we'll make our decision as to whether we want to do it. And I think a lot of it will be based on how well Lee does on Wednesday. All right, guys, go play. Go chase your brother. Yeah, kids got more toys than Toys R Us ever had. And all they want to do is hang out with me. Poor kids. But yet they drank almost all of my water. And I don't have a little bell like Tom has for me to get me water.
Man, I was so jealous of that.
Me too. Isn't that great? He'd just literally ring that bell and boy, he'd have another drink on its way. Ah, the good
Yeah,
old
I could
days.
ring that bell one time. Every time I farted, you'd hear it ring.
So I had today for the first time ever while I was doing my Snoop Dogg video, gin and juice. I
What
thought,
kind of
what
juice?
it orange juice.
Oh,
Swallow this
okay.
by TC. Oh my goodness. Swallow This by TC's got a good channel too. Not quite sure what person tortoise waving, tortoise waving, but yeah, take it. Hi, TC. How are you guys? Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I had gin and juice, so it's basically
Like a
one.
screwdriver with gin.
It's basically 1 part gin, 1 part orange juice on ice.
Well,
And
how
I
was
thought
it?
it was really good. I see if you, I only had one, but if you had 3 or 4 of those, they'd sneak up on you, man.
Yeah, I don't drink gin very often. It's probably been a year or two since I've had any gin.
I'm not a gin fan, but I do like.
I think there's some in the back of the freezer, but I haven't touched it.
Oh, well, if you got any orange juice, you know what to do.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, it was kind of a cool combo, and it goes well with what Snoop Dogg does. And I was really impressed by the quesadilla. I mean, it's not just, there was more to the quesadilla. I had to make a chipotle sauce. No, not chipotle. I had to make a sauce with it. I'm drawing a blank right now on what it was, and I really enjoyed that. It was very good to dip in, and then I had some extra shrimp from a previous cook that I had in the freezer, so I incorporated that into a couple of the tortillas. And shrimp, added just that much extra. Hi. Yeah. Yep, they're good. Mrs. Dude over there asking me. No, it had to be tonight because I'm working tomorrow. Yeah. Sorry.
So are you
Anyhow,
in a new location tonight?
no, if I have it turned the other way, it's just
Oh.
like bright lights behind me. And
Okay,
same
I
if
got
you go
you.
that way. Hold on just a sec. Sorry. So I decided to turn it this way, and then as time goes on, I'll readjust.
Okay. Okay.
See. So yeah, I just thought it looked a little better.
I didn't realize my shirt was see-through.
Is it see-through?
I guess it's got more green in it than I thought.
Yes. Stand up there, Grumpus.
See right here?
Oh,
You can see the water in the background.
that's funny. Nice. Anyhow, that's kind of where we're headed with life. Is that I'm really looking forward to the collab, and good advice I think actually on the doing reviews. Some of those guys like Thomas Serrano. Am I pronouncing his name right?
I don't know. Don't
Okay,
know him.
he's a big time out there in our world, and he does reviews almost daily. People hit him up constantly.
I mean,
And
I've got a couple reviews lined up, on my to-do list, but it's stuff that I have bought that I think people might be interested in why I bought it and if I like it or not.
do you have an Amazon store?
I've got Amazon links.
Okay.
I don't have an actual store or anything like that. I don't know how to get to one of those.
I somehow or another I created an Amazon store about a year ago, and I sold for me about $2.16 with this that I made off of it.
Yeah.
I never got paid, but nobody goes to it anymore anyway.
Well, I would like to have a link in the description people could click to go to the store.
Yeah.
Instead of just having a big long shopping list of stuff.
Correct.
That I've thrown up there.
Kevin from Man Kitchen Recipes, he's got several links I know, and he does actually pretty good from it. But I don't think he does any he does reviews from time to time. Now that I think about it, I was gonna say he doesn't, but I know he does from time to time. And that's all, So some people it works. I'm not a salesman. I'm a talker.
I'm not either.
I'd rather talk, and I know that they say that to be a salesman you got to be a talker, but I don't want to talk to you about buying something.
I mean, I did one. I guess it really wasn't even a review. Uh, I've got a sprayer that I put on the end of a beer bottle.
Okay.
People just ask and ask and ask nonstop where to get one of those.
Okay.
And I couldn't remember where I got it. I actually did the research and chased down the guy that has the patent on it and was selling it. And he's having various health issues and stuff and debating on if he's going to keep his website up or not. So I kind of held off.
Mm-hmm.
But when I talked to him several times, he had some inventory he was wanting to move. So I did a little spot on that. But it was, I mean, I liked the guy. I helped him move some product, but it was something that I use on almost every cook. And I had just probably hundreds of people asking where to get one. So that's why I did the review on it. But even at that, I tried really, really hard not to turn it into commercial.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't the point. The point was I wanted people to stop asking. I want to give them a link so they can get one of their own. Because
That's funny. I did a review from a place around here called Bruce Ranch CSA, and so they gave me some ribs and asked me to make something. That was fun.
I wouldn't mind
And
something like that.
yeah, that was fun. They just gave me the free ribs, said make whatever you want, and if you don't mind, let us have access to it, and we'll give you some free beef for it. Okay, cool. And they did. They gave me, they're supposed they were going to give me some skillet steaks, which I love, and I just never have gotten around back to them to hit them up on it. But super nice people. Their product was amazing. They had like completely 100% grass fed, and then they had grass fed, and then ended up being grain fed. What do you want? I went with 100% grass fed, and it wasn't gamey at all. Although you couldn't have tasted the gaminess because of the mix I made with it. You couldn't have tasted it, but dang, it was good. They tried it, they loved it. They put it up on their site, and I don't know what's happened to it since. And I haven't talked to them for about 2 months. They hit like a lot on my Instagram videos.
Okay.
So there's another place here in town called Oman Poppies, and they do sauces and rubs. And I just look who's back, but no sunglasses, huh? I like to review their stuff, and it's 100% free for them. And they're just nice people. They've never given me a dime
Yeah.
or anything for it. I think their product is absolutely amazing.
Yeah. I don't have a problem shouting out somebody local.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like when we did that burger collab. What was it, Twisted Burger?
Oh
They
yeah.
used one local thing, and I think I used their product.
Yep. Everything I use was local.
Yeah.
Yep. That was kind of a fun deal.
That was. I had a blast with the Twisted Burger. All right, guys. I have no water and no bell to ring. Yeah. What are you gonna do when all the water's gone? You gonna go get me more? Probably not. Yeah, they're thirsty, obviously. I did for the video I did today with Snoop Dogg's East Side cheese quesadillas. I used local tortillas, which was absolutely amazing. Thank you. That's what I've always wanted. Appreciate it. Yep, all gone. Cool. Thanks, dude. Thanks. And there's a place here in town called Rodriguez, and he makes flour tortillas. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's all gone, dude. Well, what do you want me to do about it? Yep, I'll put it right here. Thank you. My life. Come on, guys. Stop. Go see Grandma. Go see Grandma. Go see Grandma. Oh, there's Grandma calling you. Better go. Better run. Run. I forget Grandma's here. All right, now we can do it. There they go. Hey, get me some water. Ain't gonna happen. You know that. But yeah,
Yeah,
Rodriguez has great stuff, and I used it. And I don't know, just something about a fresher tortilla, not one that comes on a truck out of California or
yeah.
Texas or wherever.
They got a little place like that around the corner from me that we stop
Oh,
pretty frequently. And I mean, you get a whole stack of them for $2.
oh man, yeah. These guys they sell 8 for $2.99 or something like that. And it's like you can tell these things are just fresh, as
And sometimes they're
fresh as
still
you're gonna get
warm.
here. Yeah, if you're lucky, I wish ours were. Because there's nothing quite like a warm tortilla. I mean, just out of the just being cooked. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You can warm them up all day long, and they're okay, but a fresh one, nothing quite like a donut. Nothing like a fresh donut. Same with tortilla. But I looked at it and went, well, I could get this, and that, but Rodriguez has never let me down. So went with them. Looking forward to that. My video that comes out tomorrow now. I did wine tasting. Compared 2 wines from Washington with 2 different cheeseburgers. Regular cheeseburger and just a cheeseburger with lettuce and onions. And
Okay.
that was actually a cool experience. Very cool. I would do that one again in a heartbeat. I'll see how popular it is, but depends upon if I do another one. But it was kind of cool because I was able to go back and I'd been to both of these places before when I went up to Washington all the time. I used to have to go once a month, sometimes twice. And I've been to both these places before, so of course then I can have stories that I can relate to them. And then for one of them, my grandparents knew the owners. And they also, back in World War II, it was a Stearman base where the pilots were learning to fly. And they used to come in, and my grandpa told me that they used to come in over his fields and buzz his cows. And that was kind of cool to be able to tell that story. And then one time there was a couple bombers based out there, and it happened to be a local guy was one of the pilots, so they took him up in this bomber. It was a different time back then. Different times, different kind of attitude towards life. Simple.
How many we got here tonight?
We got 6 going on. One time we had 11. So
I'm not seeing the count on my YouTube. I wonder why.
I don't know, but kind of got quiet out there from folks.
The like is white, so that's good.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to hit that like? Go ahead and hit it.
Yeah, please do.
I don't even have a number in front of the like. I wonder if, well, I'm afraid to refresh this. It may dumb me. I'll leave well enough alone. Yeah, but I've had, like you said, sunglass peoples contact me. I've had a gazillion places with spoons and spatulas and towels and stuff like that. I even had a razor company contact me once. I said, does it look like I use a razor much?
Yeah. Maybe they thought you were going to shave the hair off.
Probably not going to be enough to get me to take it off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. We get my wife. She's a photographer, and she gets cats. We'd love to have your cat in, some competition. Photo competition. All you have to do is give us your bank account, and we can deposit the money.
Yeah, spoons and spatulas. Where's all the camera companies wanting to contact me and stuff?
Exactly. Come on, I need to work on some lighting here.
Yeah, I need some lights and cameras.
Yeah, I'll give you honest feedback about a new Canon camera. Mirrorless, preferably.
Yeah, I promise I'll use that Sony on my feed.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I'll even do a nice mirrored camera. Come on.
Yeah, that's going to be another logistical thing we'll have to work out on. Whoever's doing the collabs is getting the cameras and stuff. I mean, I'm talking about myself because I normally record, but I don't live feed out off the deck. So that'd be
Probably have,
brand new for me.
we probably have to get Lee in on that to kind of
Well, I
show
was
us.
thinking the other day I should be able to use my phone.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Because I
think
was trying
one
to
of
figure out putting my laptop out there and putting a webcam out there with the USB plugged in and all that stuff. Then it hit me. I could probably just use my phone
yeah,
and
as
just
long as you can get audio
send it
on.
right in Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I think it worked great, and that was the first thing that came to mind for me, because that's what I film on. I do all my stuff on my phone ever since I had a 4K camera, and I dropped it. And hey, there's Lee, Smoking Bears. What's up, brother Lee? We're just talking about you.
There's Lee.
So I went to just my phone because it films in 4K and it does great. And because it's an Apple phone, I had to buy this connector for that connector, and but finally got it all together to work so I can wear a lapel mic. And I could actually do the lapel mic on this, but I just wouldn't have the headset.
Yeah, I would have to figure out the lapel mic.
Yeah.
I might
But I know
still
that
end up with a laptop out there, so I have something to plug that into.
Yeah. There's that too. I had a wired mic once like that as well. I have a shotgun mic that I used to use a long time ago, and it's actually pretty good. But I haven't fired that thing up in about 2 years. Not since I got my lapels.
Well, same way with me. I bought a shotgun to go on top of the camera, and I used it maybe 3 times before I got the lapel mic.
Okay.
And so that thing's sitting in a box in the closet.
That's where mine's at. Same place.
I need, we need to figure out a way to, people in our circle. I'm constantly trying to upgrade things, and I'm putting things away. There is nothing wrong with them.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to upgrade. There ought to be a way to figure out some sort of a flea market or a online yard sale or something, so we've got a way to unload some of this stuff to somebody that might want it.
I know Facebook does something like that. I mean, you can.
Do they? I'm not on Facebook.
Yeah, you can do stuff like that, but I've never used it. I'm not really on Facebook that much anymore. But, that's not a bad idea because I got a lot of stuff I could unload too.
Like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just I'm moved on to something different.
Correct.
Really, not necessarily something better, just something different.
Something different, yeah.
Maybe easier for my setup.
Correct. And for me, I always try to do just a little bit more. I mean, my shotgun mic was great, but if I was off to the side of it a little bit, even with it has two settings on it. One's more like this and one's like this. Even with the like this, and if I was off to the side a little bit, it became a little quieter.
Very directional. Okay.
Yeah. But still worked. And the way I worked around it is I just raised my voice when I knew that I was off. But you can't do that every time.
Well, like I had the mic that I use now is a really good mic, but I combined it with a mixer that they just weren't that compatible.
Oh, gotcha.
It sounded good. Everybody said it sounded good, but I just couldn't get. I had to stay right on top of it to get the volume that I need. Now this one here lets me back off, so yeah. I ended up buying a different mixer. So now I've got a mixer here that somebody could use it. I'd be glad to make them a deal on it.
There you go.
But there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But I just wish our tight little circle. I wish there was a way to let people know we got things available if it helped your channel out.
Yeah, there's always somebody looking for something, and that's a great idea. All right, that's your homework, Grumpus.
Oh man, I opened a can of worms, didn't I?
See if Patrick can help you on that one. I talked to Patrick again this week.
Did you?
He's a little more talkative these days. And still working nights.
I got a notice that he put up a video too. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah, I liked it. It was a good video. Actually, he may have put up just another one. Now that I think about it,
it was curry something.
Yeah,
I saw the thumbnail, but I was at work. I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Yeah, and he just did a Japanese one. I think that one may have came out today. I saw something today, and I thought I need to make a mental note of that and go back to it. He's like the collab king, man.
Yeah,
That
he
guy,
can crank them out. I don't know how he does it.
I don't know either. That's all he does anymore is collabs. And you know what? It works for him. He likes it. Lewis is right. Best shirts around.
Yeah.
I have
I,
a
I
red hole.
promise I didn't call him and say, what are you wearing? What are you wearing?
Don't listen to them guys.
Really
BS.
accident.
Damn guy opens his mouth, man. I have a red Hawaiian shirt that I used to wear, and I went looking for it today because for whatever reason I woke up thinking about it, and like I haven't seen that shirt in a long time, but couldn't find it.
I have
So
a
I've
closet full. That's all I wear.
That's all I wear too.
In fact, the wife was fussing at me here a few months back because I probably got 20 in there I've never worn. Still got the tags on them.
Oh, really?
I run across the good deal, usually in the fall when they start marking things down.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go in there and just pick out 20 shirts and just put them in my closet,
Nice.
to wear later.
You wear them to work?
What happens is I end up wearing the same ones because I just wear them to work.
Well,
turns into a work shirt. So I've got a rotation of about a dozen.
Yeah,
I she keeps saying, when are you going to get these other ones out? I said, I'll wait for a special occasion.
My wife. That's funny you say that because my wife asked me a couple weeks ago, "Hey, would you be willing to go out to dinner to a really nice place where you'd actually have to put on pants and your nice jacket, and a white shirt, and a tie?" I said, "You know what? I will stop at the tie. I'll do everything but the tie." Uncle Tim says, "What would be the cost for the ideal broadcast equipment?"
Well,
it depends on what you want to do, right? If you just want to do videos,
and who's ideal?
yeah, there's that too. But like for me,
it doesn't
so
have to be that expensive.
No, it doesn't. You're absolutely right. I've actually filmed videos off the mic on my iPhone. They don't sound as good, obviously, but I have for my iPhone, I've got a connection because I got that lightning cable. But for audio equipment, they don't make something that has a lightning cable that goes into it unless it's from Apple, and it's costs an arm and a leg. So I had to buy a connector, and it's actually over there. I'll get it later. And my lapel mics, which cost me $99, plug into it just fine. But all you need is, let's look at this right now, right? Broadcast. We're broadcasting. This cost me $39. This headset. I had a mic that was very similar to yours. I used to use it on my show. And actually, it's just right down there. That I think cost me $89 2.5 years ago. So I prefer this when I'm doing a live show, and it's Bluetooth. I also use it for work, and I can be on a conference call and go in and make myself a sandwich or a drink or whatever, and just wear these. Whereas with wired, unfortunately you're limited, but wired's also a little better. I think it's a more stable connection for sure. But
you just have to do your research and figure out what's in your budget.
Yeah.
But it's not a requirement that you have a lot of high end stuff. I'm using a webcam right now.
Okay.
And it's an Elgato, so you have to pay for the Elgato name just like you do Apple. But it does fine with me. 1080. It's at 60 if I want.
Mm-hmm.
I will say anybody looking to get started and start looking at some equipment, I would definitely look at audio first.
Yes.
Because people will put up with a little off color video, that kind of stuff. But if the audio sounds bad, people's not going to stick around long.
Yeah. Totally agree. It's all about audio. So, Terry or Lewis wants to know what kind of mic you have because yours sounds great. How about mine? Does mine sound okay?
I'm using a Rode NT1.
Okay.
It's not. It's one of the cheapest, expensive microphones I could find.
Rode makes a great.
I think it was a couple $100.
Yeah. Rode makes a great microphones.
They make good stuff, and I've
my
got it.
shot-
I've got it paired with a Rode mixer, that new one they just came out with.
Okay. My shotgun is a Rode, and I think it's great. We have Stephen and Jacqueline in the house. My island brother.
Stephen.
Yeah. Do you need software for the mic?
Lewis? No, you do not. Basically, this is an XLR mic that plugs in. It requires some sort of a adapter to get it into your computer. So it is not USB. Now they do make one now that's USB. This one here is an XLR that plugs into the mixer, and then the mixer plugs into the computer, and the computer sees the mixer as a USB input.
Okay.
So when I go, like if I go to StreamYard and I go to pick out my mic, I pick out the mixer because that's what the computer sees.
Gotcha.
And then any outside audio, if you have multiple mics or anything like that, it all plugs into one mixer. The mixer mixes everything down, blends it all together, and shoots it to the computer so it sees it as one source.
Gotcha.
So I've got my Elgato camera, and then the mixer is the audio. It's not a bad little setup.
Yeah, and we're using StreamYard, and StreamYard, I think at least the plan I'm on, I was just looking at it. It doesn't tell me.
We're at 720 right now, aren't we?
Is it 720? I think so.
We're at 720.
Yeah, and if you can do the professional, and it'll give you 1080. But I think that the basic
like $50, isn't it?
$39 what I'm looking at right now. $39 a month.
That's for the 1080?
Yeah. But the other one you were talking about, Evmux?
Evmux.
Yeah, Evmux.
I got no affiliation with those people, but I've been playing with the stuff, and anytime you see me going live on the future, it's going to be Evmux.
Okay.
Because Evmux will let you do different scenes, different layouts, just like at the bottom of the screen on StreamYard, Mike, you've got your different views.
Correct.
Okay, well those are built in. Those are your choices. Evmux will let you build your own.
Oh, interesting.
So you can bring in transitions, all kinds of different stuff. Great features, I think. Looks like Lewis may have checked it out.
Okay. More free features. Yeah, exactly. I was just looking at it.
Free features. The free one is 1080 and 10 guests.
Yeah. The only downside is the streaming limits. You get a total of, you get more monthly, but you can stream up to 2 hours each live.
Right. It is limited.
A total of 30 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, it is limited in that aspect.
Yeah.
But if I was to do lives, I wouldn't do, even if I decide to go more than a couple hours, we'd just take a quick break and I'd throw a new link out there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I've definitely seen people do that, especially when they were, because I think YouTube, when you're using YouTube's feature for going lives, it gives you 12 hours. And I think we were talking about Hobo last week. And Chris, I remember him doing one. It was a marathon. And I think that Chef, who was just on here, he did one and just went on for hours and hours and hours. So I don't know if he did, StreamYard or what he did. But maybe perhaps if he's still on here, he can tell us. Tom, he might be able to tell us too, the Drunken Chef. More free features, definitely. Yeah.
Maybe that's what I need to do is start doing some lives on Evmux. Maybe they'll contact me.
Hey, there you go. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you get 2 hours, so big deal. You can get a lot accomplished in 2 hours.
I don't have that much to say.
Like you say, you just throw out a new link, right? Yeah, there you go. Okay. But you get 30 hours a week versus here you get 20.
Yeah.
And so that it definitely looks a lot better. And I definitely want to try it out. But I think with the collab that we got coming up, and
Oh
Mike
yeah, you don't
Bear,
want to experiment with an experiment.
exactly, you got it.
And I'm not trashing StreamYard. StreamYard has come a long way.
It really has, yeah.
And and I haven't streamed with it. I've just been a part of everybody else's streams, and I can see the difference.
Yeah,
I mean, adding the chat in there where we can actually type in was a huge plus.
Correct. When I was doing my live show way back when, I did the $20 a month program, and at the time it was worth it. But since I don't, I'm not bringing on guests or any of that stuff anymore.
It was pretty much the only game in town at that time. Also,
it was. You're right. Right. There was another one. Rick used to use it. Barbecue
Rick,
specialist.
Doesn't Rick use? Doesn't he use OBS?
I think he uses StreamYard now. I think.
Okay. I mean, there's one out there. I think it's called Prism, and I think it's not really a derivative of OBS. What was the one that the people that broke away from OBS? That was. You help me out here, Lewis. I don't know.
Streamlabs.
Streamlabs.
I think he was using Streamlabs.
Okay, well, Streamlabs was the same people that broke loose from OBS, is my understanding.
Okay.
And I think they've got something else now called Prism that has a lot of good features in it.
Well, let's look them up.
Prism. A lot of nice stuff.
Prism.
Have you watched any of Michael J. Feyrer's stuff?
No.
Let me see what his channel is. He's the one that hold your hands on setting up streams. Let me see here. Can't remember what I'm drawing a blank on his channel.
There's definitely a lot of options out there, and they seem like they get better and better with time.
Well, Streamlabs finally got some competition, and it's made Streamlabs better.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it's made StreamYard better.
Correct. So under 10K for 2 cameras and sound. Holy moly, I don't know. That's very professional, Tim.
Oh, and Evmux will let you have multiple cameras too, I believe.
Yes. Or StreamYard doesn't unless you pay the $20 a month. So for under 20K for 2 cameras and sound. Whew. Man, 20K, you can buy a lot of good stuff for that. Or 10K, sorry. Man, I could get a camera that for 10K that blow your mind.
That's a little out of my league.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah, Evmux, I like them, and I will definitely give them a shot. Push to talk, that's kind of an issue. Alongside the internet chat, the host can speak to other guests without the audience knowing. Meanwhile, the stream can be fully managed by the host at all times. This is all part of the free.
Yeah, right? And I think the people in the green room can talk to each other.
Okay.
Off camera while they're waiting to come up.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael Feyrer Jr. Feyer.
Okay.
Y'all get a chance to check out his stuff. He's real big into streaming and free. Free stuff is the key.
Like that, right there, Michael Feyrer.
Feyer.
Oh, okay. Well, I bet. I don't. I'll have
Y'all
to
can
check
look
it
'em-
out.
Yeah, y'all can look them up.
Definitely have to look him up.
But
There's
people
a lot of stuff out there.
interested in what software to use and what mics to use and you know cameras and stuff like that. He's a good resource because he's cheap like us. And
Cheap
he
ass.
does some fantastic streams.
Gotcha. Yeah. See, for me, like my camera right now is just the one I have on my laptop.
Yours looks great.
Yeah. Thanks. I do have two 1080 webcams and I have a 4K webcam. When I moved to 4K on my iPhone last year for filming, I bought the 4K webcam as my B camera, and I was experimenting with B-roll for my cook. So I'd have a like from up above or maybe another angle. But I'll tell you what, putting those all together when it came time to edit was a pain.
I'll bet.
Serious pain. You have two sources, you got to match up the audio to it. I was like, and I was editing. Yeah. Way too much work for this lazy boy.
Yeah. Now
So
I did throw out there that I think audio is pretty important. I would look at that stuff first.
Absolutely.
And my suggestion would be look at lighting the next. Because you may find out the camera you have is just fine if you get some decent lighting.
What's amazing, the phones that are out these days.
Yeah,
they're not they're crazy good. Crazy good. Yeah, mine will film in 24 frame 4K, which is what 23, 22, 23 something.
Mm-hmm.
And 24 frames or 30 frames per second. That's insane. That's incredible.
Timothy, I've got two Logitech 920s, which can be bought for about $100, I guess what they're running now. They've been around 7 or 8 years. I mean, they're one of the most popular little webcams you can get your hands on. And I bought one, and then I bought another one, and then I bought this camera, but I'm still using the other ones, so there's nothing wrong with them.
Mine are Logitech.
Here we go right here. Here's a Logitech I got on an overhead view.
Okay.
Just on an arm. There's another Logitech.
I remember seeing that angle last week.
That's another Logitech, and there's another Logitech.
Nice. So
they're cheap ass little cameras.
But they do great. Is that your mixer on over to your right?
This one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the new Rode mixer.
Okay. Nice.
And this over here, this is the one I was talking about.
Ah, the one that you want to sell. Gotcha.
And let me hold that up there. See that's a Yamaha 10-channel mixer. There's nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't a good combo with my mic.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't have a mixer. I had a mixer, but it was super cheap and it didn't work with crap.
But I don't have that much money tied up in what I got going on right now, because you buy a little at a time. You buy a light here, you buy a light there.
Correct. I just repurposed my wife's old lights from her studio days, and she ended up getting brand new lights. She goes, "I'm going to sell these," and I said, "Why don't you just give them to me, please?" I'm like, okay. Well, I think the show's over. We got Kent, but he's looking awfully. There he is.
Oh man!
How come you got Steve in there? I don't get it.
Well, I don't know, Mike. Sorry.
I was feeling special, but you let anybody on.
I know.
Trumpus, my friend, how are you?
What's going on, Kent?
Oh, not much, guys. I just got done prepping for the weekend.
Yeah.
We got a local comp this weekend, and then the following weekend. Oh, wait, I got two locals, and then we're going down to play with the big boys. We're going to do another KCBS cook.
Nice.
So,
has the temperatures dropped up there much?
No, it's going to be about 99, 100 degrees for the weekend.
Oh, my goodness.
It's going to cool down a little bit during the week. to the upper 80s. And then it's going to be in the 90s again next weekend, mid 90s.
Wow.
So
it's a warm one.
Well,
it's 9 o'clock here and it's still 92 degrees.
Well, I'm same time zone as you because I'm just straight north of you, and it is. Where's my weather at? I can't find it.
I can't see it. 79 here.
Oh, I'll take it.
Oh, we're. I'm not far off of Mike. I'm betting you that.
We're pretty much on the same longitude, anyways, or whatever that is.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah.
But at 91 degrees, it almost feels like a cool front. It's been so hot.
Oh, it did last week. We hit. We were over 95 for 7 days in a row, and
Yeah.
come on, this is Iowa. This isn't Texas. So
We had a couple days over 100, but it didn't last very long. Thank goodness.
Well, I had a new roof put on last Friday, and I had 6 guys out there. They worked 15 hours, start to finish, done this roof, and it was 104 at 2 in the afternoon.
Wow.
I don't know how they kept from just frying.
you know what? I feel so out of place with you guys. Hold on.
We should change shirts real quick before he gets back.
I heard that, Grumpus.
Yeah, it was 79 here yesterday
Oh
for
my
a high, and
God!
I'm like, oh, that's so nice. And it's supposed to just gradually start cooling off. And
Let's see if this is any better.
There, now you're styling.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Look at that. Look at the mug.
Now, how'd you get one of those before I did?
It was mailed to me.
That's a beautiful shirt.
Nice.
I actually wore it last Saturday for awards at the barbecue competition. I'm going to do it again this week. I mean, come on.
I love it.
Now, I got me one. I got one of those with Grumpus.
Look at that. Look at that mug. Look at that mug. We all know this guy.
It's
tell you what.
beautiful.
I felt so underdressed. I suppose I probably should go put some sort of drawers on, but oh well.
Yeah, you got your Uncle Steve Speedos?
That I do not have.
Okay. All right. Bye, Uncle Tim. Talk to you later. Well, whose show was it on a couple weeks ago that I was giving you crap? Tom somebody. I was giving you crap about Uncle Steve's Speedos. Tom, starts with an S. Thomas Serrano.
Oh yeah, the gallery backyard.
There, that's who it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Tommy.
remember that last week. Yeah.
Tommy. Yeah, I know him as Tommy.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know him as both.
Okay.
The gallery backyard, but yeah, Tom. You know what? Last year when I was out in Pennsylvania, if I could have made a longer day of it, I could have saw him and Johnny Maggs on the same day. But
Yeah.
I love listening to him talk. I mean,
Tommy? Or Tom?
yeah, Tommy. I love listening to him talk.
Yeah, he's got a voice that's just like radio voice, man. It's perfect.
Well, he makes you believe. He makes you believe he's got somebody that can take care of stuff for you.
not. yeah, you're right. You're right. He's got that New Jersey, New York.
Yeah.
Give me a call.
Yeah.
One of them voices.
Got somebody hassling you?
Call 1-800 the gallery.
I just thought of a show. I can't think of the damn name of it. Yeah, exactly. So Kent, how you been?
Busy, but good. Cannot
Right on, same
complain.
here.
A lot of competitions already this year. I got 3 more to wrap up the year unless I get a wild hair and drive down to Kansas or Missouri, which you never know.
Yeah, you never know, man.
I'm not going to be able to go down and see the boys at the Royal this year, even though I'd really like to. If I do, it's going to be heading down there Friday after work, get down there about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then be home about midnight Sunday night.
Oh, that'd be a rough trip.
let's put it this way. 2 years ago when I went down with and met up with Bill Purvis.
Oh yeah.
And I helped Bill. I lit a drum for him, pretty much. James Pavia, however you want to say it. John Barton. Hey, what's up, Terry? How you doing, buddy? And John Segura. They all cooked together.
Oh, right on.
The best part was finally meeting face to face with Harry Sue.
Oh.
He come over to talk to brother James because they're friends and everything. And, I helped CJ interview Harry Sue once. But yeah, I actually got to meet him face to face.
Can I borrow that?
No, because I'm wearing the son of a bitch out. I'm telling you that right now.
Hey, we got James in the house. Yeah, no kidding. I have flies everywhere.
Oh, the other James. Hey, James, what's happening, man?
Hopefully he didn't get burned out. Man, I saw a thing on the news the other day that talking about where he lives. It's just on fire.
Yeah.
So Harry Sue, isn't he? Is he the guy from California?
Yep, he's about an hour from cooking with CJ's house.
Okay, but was he on the competition show? Yes. Okay. Yeah.
He's, I believe, he's actually Vietnamese.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about now. Right on.
But graduated from. I'm sorry, it's too hot for two shirts. Graduated from either A&M or Texas Tech. I don't remember.
Okay.
And that's where he got introduced to barbecue and went from there. So
yeah, I watch. It's like all these barbecue shows, Myron Mixon and all that stuff.
Yep.
And with Mo Kaysen and just all these guys, you're like Johnny Drake.
It's
Kaysen. He was on one of them.
It's Mo Kaysen.
Oh, Mo Kaysen. Okay. Yeah, and he was on there for one of the. I think it was like a 6-show episode where they took four or five cook or pit masters and put them together just to see who at the very end. Of course, Myron Mixon took it all every time, but Harry Sue did very well.
Did you see the one where they're at Johnny Traig's house?
Yeah, I did, man. Talk about
it. And here Harry shows up in like a Dodge Caravan.
Yes.
And he has 4 Weber Smoky Mountains in the back of that caravan.
Yeah.
Harry Sue won a couple world titles on Weber Smoky Mountains.
Yeah.
And that's before, and this is years ago before the drum style cooking was cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's the guy. There's like 13 or however many different muscles in a Boston butt.
Okay.
And he can give you the Latin name for each of them.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, he is a barbecue nerd, but that's what makes him what he is. And
yeah,
the guy's amazing.
He seems like a really cool guy too. I mean,
definitely high energy.
Yeah. I don't think he can polish off an extra large chicken fried steak at Goodson's Cafe, but he's a cool guy. Mike, I should give you a little backstory on this.
I think I've heard this. I think I have, but please do.
This would have been 2020. The first year that I was headed to Texas with the wife.
I was invited to that one, and my wife said, "No, I'm not traveling." Steve invited me to that.
And the rodeo was canceled.
Yep,
COVID year.
Yep, we already had flight tickets. We already had the hotel room. All this stuff. CJ was flying in from California. Chris from Bottle Cap Barbecue. He drove over from Mesa.
That's drunken chef territory. That's crazy. From Mesa, Arizona?
Yep.
Damn.
Well, the reason he did, he had 3 coolers in the back of his pickup. He was going to HEB, and them coolers were going to be loaded all the way home.
Worth the trip.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Road trip sometimes.
All we did when we were in Texas that year, because the rodeo was canceled, is we drove and we ate. So we flew down about noontime on Wednesday. Took an Uber to the hotel, got our room. You little, gotcha, bitch. Got our room, and then that Wednesday night, Steve took us to Lopez Family Mexican Restaurant in Houston. We got back to the room. I was so full, I could not sleep on my belly because I was teeter-tottering. That's no joke, dude. That's no joke. So Thursday, Steve had to work. So the four of us headed to Galveston Island.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
Hour and 15 minutes, driving around, blah, blah, blah. Get down there and eat at a place called The Spot. 5 restaurants in one building, 2 family, 3 whatever, served alcohol, blah, blah, blah. Again, way too full to do anything after that. Friday, Chris, CJ, and I head up to Centerville. So halfway between Houston and Dallas to meet Aaron, a buddy of CJ's, at Woody's Smokehouse. And if you've never had a bacon wrapped quail breast with a perfect SPG on it, you're not living. I'm telling you what. Their food was good. The only thing I didn't care for was the boudin.
Okay, interesting.
I'm not big into rice and sausage, type thing. And so then we drove back. On the way back, we hit Lone Star Grills. I dropped my wallet on the floor, told Amber, Chris's wife, I said, if you find a blue Citibank card in there, you run it for that new pellet smoker you guys are coming out with. You couldn't pull the credit card out of the wallet. So whatever. But that Friday night, we end up at Goodson's Cafe up by Townball, and Grumpus meets us there.
Yeah, okay.
Now, mind you, how much food I've already had to eat in the prior couple days. Steve's raving about this chicken fried steak. So I don't think the wife got the chicken fried steak, but everybody else got the normal chicken fried steak, which comes on like a 9-10-inch dinner plate, and it covers the plate.
Wow. Holy crap.
Except for one guy.
Grumpus?
This guy. He gets the extra large.
No. Come on now.
You are the only one. They have the large, and y'all got the cowgirl plate or something like whatever.
that.
We got the regular. He got the bigger one.
Like
you want smaller or a big one? I said, bring me a big one.
This comes on a freaking platter. His beans and everything else came in a cup on the side. And Grumpus was far enough into the brown water. Now, mind you, at the time we met, I'm 6'5", 300.
I got there an hour before you guys did. I don't know how you snuck in past me.
You were sitting at the bar. We didn't walk up.
Yeah, I was.
Grumpus is 5'6", $190. And he took down 95% of that large chicken fried steak and the sides.
Yeah, where does it all go? You scratch your head like.
No,
I
want to tell you,
wait thinking about it.
I'm going to tell you, Ken, I would have finished it, but I felt self-conscious because you guys were watching me eat this thing for way too long.
But you got to understand, we've also been driving around Texas. If we weren't driving, we were eating. So, hey, what's up, Quint? How you doing, brother?
Man.
Here's Quint.
There he is.
So now, as if we hadn't ate enough already, on Saturday we end up at Chef Johnny's outdoor kitchen in Lytle, and T-Roy was there.
I drove over there too.
Brother James is there. Grumpus was there. Josh and Babe showed up because they were in Bernie at Josh's sister's house, and they drove to Chef Johnny's. Now, you damn near need a 4-wheel drive to get to Chef Johnny's house, and they show up in an electric damn Tesla.
You need a 4-wheel drive to get up the driveway.
Yeah, exactly. So, and you know, it's an 1/8 mile long off the side of the blacktop to Chef's Gate. But we had, who was all there? It was Grumpus, it was you and me, CJ, Uncle Steve, Chris, James, and Anna.
Jason was there.
Jason.
Drawing a blank.
So am I.
That real good friend of Chef Johnny's. I think they hang a bit. Oh, the Allwell guy, the short round guy.
That's Chef.
No, shorter than him. Oh, what can?
Jared.
Jared. Yeah, Jared.
Jared, Josh, and Babe. And I got a picture of all this, and T. Roy, and we had rack of lamb. We had a huge tray of pulled pork nachos, some of which were done with chicharrones for people that are on keto. We had
shrimp.
Shrimp. We had fried gator nuggets.
Oh, I've always wanted to try that.
Oh, Mike, have you ever had pheasant?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Gator is similar to pheasant in my book. But again,
the videos are out there if somebody wanted to look them up.
Oh, yeah. But again, we ate way too damn much. Racks of ribs. I
think I had 3 cups of coffee on the way home just to stay awake.
Oh, yeah. And of course, Uncle Steve is there, and he's inviting everybody to the back of his excursion, saying, "Here, grab this, take this, take that."
Oh, yeah.
But that is 5 days in Texas I will never forget. Just because all the stuff we saw, and the fact that the smallest guy in the group ate the biggest damn chicken fried steak.
Sounds like a lot of fun, though.
Really famous. I guess famous about that.
when we waddled out of Goodson's, we went about a mile down the road to the Tomball VFW because they were having a cook-off there that Bill Purvis was running.
Okay.
Met Rob Arocha from So Smoking Gooder show. Oh, Fong. Fong and Rob were the first ones to throw beer at us. Dennis Butterworth was there. Sag Miller was there. And then I felt short because I bumped into Paul Schindler.
Oh, wow.
Paul's a good 6'9", 6'10".
Wow.
About as big around as my pinky, too. That boy's got more tapeworms than Grumpus.
Is that the secret to weight loss? Tapeworms?
That's it.
Can you order those on Amazon?
I think you can.
Sure you can.
But
damn, that sounds like fun. I was invited. Uncle Steve called me and said, "Hey, I can't pay for your trip down here, but I can get you into the competition." And of course, then it was canceled. And my wife's like, "There's no way I'm flying on an airplane because of COVID." I'm like, damn it.
Well, I tell you what, I'm very much looking forward to this February. What's up, Junior? Hold on, my boy just walked in.
My transmission.
I'm live, so just so you know.
My transmission finally took a crap. It now only drives in 2-in-1.
Okay, I'll talk to Mom.
Also, I did my first brake test for welding today.
Yeah.
For MIG welding. When I broke it, it didn't look like I got very much penetration.
Turn the heat up.
So we're running 430, or I'm currently running 430 at 22.5. He says we can go up to 450 at 30 amps.
How thick metal are you welding?
3/16.
3/16, and you were at what?
430 at 22.5 amps.
Go 430 and turn it up to 24.
All right.
Okay.
I told Mom that's what I'm gonna try tomorrow.
Yep. That's where I do 90% of my welding on 3/16 a quarter. You'll burn it in, trust me.
All right, because
All
I broke this weld today. Oh, it's horrible. I had no penetration whatsoever.
Well, yeah, that's what happens once in a while. Terry says hi. Madwood Barbecue. Remember him?
Not really.
From the cook-off?
I had that problem myself, and I don't even weld.
Yeah, Bill, stop it.
Oh,
Grumpus.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I didn't mean to call you by your government name. But
Yeah.
damn
That's
it.
not allowed here. No government name.
Here's Junior.
How you doing?
Hey, Junior.
So this one is Grumpus.
Grumpus said, hey.
Yeah, he's one that doesn't get penetration. And this is
And I definitely don't get penetration.
I've been married too long. So.
Damn it, Dad.
What? Go take your Dairy Queen, go inside and eat.
My food.
Bye, boy.
Bye.
Is you
Hopefully
talking?
you get better penetration tomorrow.
Oh, shut up.
Just not on your instructor.
Is he talking stick welding?
Actually, Meg.
MIG. Okay. My dad's got a MIG TIG combo.
Yeah, he anymore. You know, like guys like Russ Jones, Randy, and Tyler. Them boys that are well. Russ used to be a welder in a pipe yard. Randy's a welding inspector, so is Tyler. But
Okay.
we don't even have a stick welder on premise. Everything's
Wow.
GMAW now.
There's GMAW.
Meg.
MIG. Okay. Yeah.
So
Kent, did you put some new cabinetry up behind you?
I got a little bit back there from
Yeah, it looks nice.
about a year or so. About a year or so ago.
Yeah, that looks nice.
I still got the OG stickers over here on the door. I see a Grumpus on Fire bumper
old
sticker
dudes.
over here.
Old
Well, that
dudes
makes
get
the room,
problems,
sure.
too. I think
But-
I was on the door too.
But yeah, there's
The cabinets look nice.
there's
Yeah,
quite a few
they do.
stickers back there. A few trophies hanging here and there. But it cleans up nice back there that way.
Yeah, it
There you
looks good.
And then you can see
I
That-
noticed it right off.
right there that's from my first KCBS cook.
Nice.
We went to KCBS and we won the turkey smoke on Friday night.
Right on.
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't you get in it? It's free entry and they give you the turkey breast. All I did is cook the damn thing.
There you go.
And
Hard
damn
to
if
say
I
no.
didn't. Now, we're not going to talk about Saturday's results because my best placing was 17th brisket out of 40 teams.
Wow.
But, well, 6 of the guys I was cooking against were world champs. So
No case on?
Mo was not there.
Nah.
But I did see his first cousin already this year. Marvin, he was a classmate of mine in Des Moines, where Mo's from.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
thankfully I didn't have to cook against Mo.
In a lot of those barbecue pitmaster shows, he was doing it by himself for a long time. I was very impressed with that and how he was pulling it off.
Mo used to be a one-man team back in the day.
Yeah. Pretty much how he started,
And kind of like Darren Worth from Iowa Smoky D's. It's now, and to this day, it's still just Darren and his wife.
Okay. There's
She
a lot
makes-
of those guys on those shows, though.
Well, she makes boxes and she walks the boxes.
Okay.
Bill Purvis, same thing.
Okay.
Bill had a rough weekend this past weekend. 20 minutes before turn-in, his trailer started on fire.
Oh,
no.
no.
twist lock where it goes into the side of the trailer.
Yeah.
Phil Breeden and Robert Rocha come running with fire extinguishers, put it out.
Wow.
And normally on different comps, Bill will walk his own boxes, but with everything he had going on, some buddies next to him from the Dirty Underwear gang, one of their wives walked Bill's boxes because he basically had minimal electricity in there. He had a fan blowing on him in 105-degree heat, and that was it.
Wow.
He had to go old school. And they always say controversy creates a good cook.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a 4-meat competition, and he got 5th in pork.
Doing it old school, though. I mean,
he got 1st in chicken, 1st in ribs, and 1st in brisket.
Oh my gosh, old school.
Out of like 45 teams.
He just showing off.
Remember Kettle doing these things or something?
Well, the cooking part was all the way done. It was right before turn-ins, so it's just his finishing processes. And so on a CBA competition, the perfect meat score you can get is a 200.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, if you add up all 4 meats, a perfect for all 4 meats is an 800. And he had a 786.7.
Wow.
I mean, I don't care what school you went to growing up, that's an A+.
I'd be sitting
Hell yeah,
on fire.
And I was watching the awards, and they called him first, and then 5th, and I'm like, shit, Bill's just got to have a decent showing in brisket, and he's got this locked up. And then they call the top, called the top 10, and then they announced him first brisket, and I'm like, oh boy, what an ass whooping that was.
No kidding.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen in a 4-meat competition his average score with a 5 and 3 1s out of 4 meats. His average finish was 2nd in all 4 categories.
It's insane. Now, on one of those shows, the Pitmaster ones that Royal Oak sponsored was one of the original ones. They had a guy on there who got an award for a perfect score. And I don't know if that was the 800. They didn't really explain it, but I thought, damn, perfect score. And he got a little pin.
That if it's a pin and it said 180, it'll be KCBS.
Okay.
I've seen plenty of KCBS 180s, and in CBA, the perfect score is 200. A little different scoring system.
Okay.
But who was it in Worthington? One of the guys in Worthington that I cooked at got a perfect 180. I think it was on chicken.
Okay.
So when you leave, you got a 180 pin that,
that's cool.
You put up. But I have never, so a perfect score in KCBS is a 720.
Okay.
Purvis
got it.
The KCBS World Invitational in Mayetta, Kansas, about 3 weeks ago, there's a guy who set the all-time highest 4-meat score in KCBS with a 717 point something.
Damn.
It is the highest 4-meat score ever in KCBS history.
That's incredible.
And he had, I think, 2 180s out of that.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's nuts. But when it's your day, and it's your day.
Yeah, and in the next weekend he could do getting 50th place.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just the way it's ball
Yeah,
bounced.
a lot of us what the judges like that day.
Yeah.
A lot of it too, as I'm watching this, I never really realized, but I thought it was kind of fascinating, is weather too. I mean, some of these guys don't come prepared for weather, and so they've got their Weber kettle out there doing, chicken or whatever, and they have nothing to wrap it with, and it could be raining like hell, or maybe it's windy out, and they're kind of screwed because now you got to add more fuel to the fire just to keep it warmer, and what you're normally used to doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, that's a lot of stress. I don't think I want to be a part of.
There's a lot of guys. Well, if you have a Lone Star grill that's insulated, you don't have to worry about it very much. It doesn't matter if it's 40 degrees out or if it's 90 degrees out. Also, the same is true with the drum smoke.
Nice, Terry.
Yeah, nice, Terry.
Yeah, fuck off, Terry. You're the only motherfucker that beat me that day in beef.
Good job, Terry. You get an A+ in my book then.
Terry only needed to beat one.
That's right.
Dick.
And he beat one. He kicked his ass. Sorry.
Terry came up to Lamar's, and we did ribs, chicken, and beef that day. And I was second in beef. I was fifth in chicken. And I ended up third in ribs. But in ribs, it was a 3-way tie for first, second, and third.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
So I lost the second tiebreaker. And I ended up reserve grand champion of that cook.
All right.
But Terry was the only one who beat me in beef that day. I did a brisket. Actually, let's see. Terry, do you remember who was third in beef that day?
What are you cooking with, Kent? When you
Might have been my son-in-law. What am I cooking with? What do you mean?
So let's say the competition. You're going to a competition this weekend. What are you taking to cook with?
2 drums and a pellet cooker.
Okay.
And when I do my KCBS comps, I take 2 drums and a pellet cooker.
Really? Okay.
Occasionally, I'll throw the Weber kettle in just for backup. When I actually went to Worthington, I took 2 pellets, and no, it wasn't Barry. Who was it? Oh, it was Adam. I took 2 pellet cookers. I took the little Louisiana grill right behind me here. And then I took my Masterbuilt pellet cooker, which is the same size. I took that as a backup. And then my 2 drums. Typically, I'll do my ribs on the pellet. I'll do my brisket and chicken on the same cooker because Terry put okay. Yeah, Terry, that one guy's barbecue is the team name, Adam. Once my brisket's done, I'll let that drum keep rolling, and that's what I'll cook my chicken on.
Okay.
So I'll have pork on a drum, ribs on a pellet, and then I'll do my chicken and brisket on the same drum.
Now, when you're doing brisket, that takes hours. Now, I've never done a brisket. I'm almost afraid to do one, although it is on my list this year to do.
5 hours.
Oh, 5. Oh, so you do it the fast method? Is that what they call it?
Hot and fast. You're running 275, 300. But now the other thing you have to remember is when you're doing a competition, you're going to start out with an 18-pound brisket, and you're going to trim that down to about 6 pounds. Like in Texas, they don't do quote unquote burn ends, so they're cooking about a 6-pound flat, and at 300 degrees, you're getting that thing 205, 210 in 5 hours.
Interesting.
Yep.
I'd say the first time I'd ever heard of it, I was watching, Myron Mixon and his son, and Mixon does it the slow way, and his son does it the fast way, but they never really explained, that the fast way that he just works.
There are plenty of hot and fast brisket videos out there. Jason from Elite Barbecue Smokers, Jason Hardy. He's out of South Carolina. He's got a really good.
Hey, Lance.
Lancelot, what's happening?
Welcome aboard.
He has a really good hot and fast brisket.
Okay.
And he runs Snake River Farms brisket.
Just down the road.
Yeah. I have over here to my left in the fridge. I got it about 2 weeks ago. And I have Snake River Farms Wagyu sitting in there, just wet aging for about another 10 days.
Okay.
And then I will trim it up. And it's going to end up about 7.5 to 8 inches wide. Dutcher Steve. Thanks, Lance. 8 inches wide, and it'll probably be 12, 14 inches long, and that's what I'll take my slices out of.
Okay.
You're not cooking a whole packer, but I will tell you this: for Father's Day, the day Terry went back home after beating me in beef, asshole.
Had to get that jab in one more time.
Well, no, because Terry and his wife stopped up and saw us before they left. We were just outside the campground at the shelter
I'm
house.
just giving you shit.
And I took one of my drums up there and fired it up about 5. We were going to eat about 1:30, and I put a 16-pound brisket on the drum about 6:15. Once it came up to temp and smoke cleared out and blah, blah, blah. And at 12:15, I had it resting in a Cambro, just waiting to slice it up.
Wow.
So I did a 16-pound brisket in right at 6 hours.
What temp did you cook it at?
325.
Okay.
If anybody tells you can't get a smoke ring cooking hot and fast, send them my way because I'll show them how to do it.
Oh, yeah, you can do it.
You get a better one low and slow, but you can get a smoke ring at 300 degrees real easy.
Yeah.
So
Fascinating. It's on my list to do this year.
Are
I'm
you
really-
wrapping it? Are you wrapping them at any point?
Yeah.
yes. Once the outside is to the color I like, and you can do this with pork loin, you can do it with ribs, you can do it with brisket, any meat you want, turkey, boneless, skinless turkey breast. As soon as you're just shy of the color you want to wrap, because it'll still continue to darken just a little bit in the wrap,
Makes sense.
but not a lot. So you gotta, it's a little bit of a guessing game. If it's close to the color you want, wrap it if that bark's set.
God, I did a pork loin.
I've never
over my
cooked one
Weber.
that fast.
I did a pork loin over my Weber kettle. I bought a rotisserie for it, so it brings it up another 8 inches.
Yeah.
And my God, it was good. I love Weber kettle. If I could Weber kettle, I do it all the time.
It is.
Love that.
I'm sorry, but the Weber kettle is the most versatile grill there is on the market.
Absolutely.
You add now. Okay, so what I do, Mike, is with my rotisserie ring, I actually put 3 stove bolts. I drilled 3 3/16 holes about an inch down from the top of my rotisserie ring,
Okay.
so that I can elevate my grate even farther up for doing like pork loin or a brisket.
Sure.
So
Hey.
you're halfway between a Weber kettle, and you're a third of the way from a Weber kettle and 2/3 away from a Weber Smoky Mountain.
Yeah.
The height.
I'm fortunate that my ring has 2 little things on the side that come in, so I can put my grill thing on top.
Your grill
And-
grate. Yeah.
Yeah, and and the drum just perfectly over it. And you're just like,
Well,
and you're right. You're close enough for government work, in my opinion.
my Weber kettle was gifted to me from a gentleman in Wisconsin who has more grills than probably anybody else on this planet. Tom Horseman.
Oh yeah, I know. On Instagram, that's all that guy does is
Yeah.
grills.
And I met him up in Worthington a couple 3 years ago, him and Brian. And he's like, "Can you meet me in Worthington? I got a couple grills I want to give you. I need room."
Right on.
So it was an old Smoky from Houston,
Oh, nice.
which I wish I still had, but that thing got tore up in a thunderstorm.
That's the first grill I ever owned.
It's aluminum. It's aluminum tub, so you can't bend it back. And then if you ever seen his leg mod for a Weber kettle, because Tom's about 6'1", 6'2". His boy Brian's about 6'3". So they raise it up so you're not bent over the whole time.
Sure.
So I have that with the rotisserie ring, and then I modified a Tom Horseman modified kettle by raising the grade up about 7 or 8 inches.
Yeah, so that would do, because my ring is 8 inches,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got those they're just little knobs that kind of come in on the side. So the grate goes right on, and it's like, oh my God, thank you. I don't know how in the hell I was going to be able to raise that thing, and there it was. I'm like, whew.
Yeah, it's nice. I love it that way. Cooking brats. I mean, 90% of my cooks is that rotisserie ring is still on there.
That's on mine right now. Yeah.
And the Bro N Sear's on the side of it.
Yeah.
So
love that Bro N Sear. Yeah, if I could get it, I would.
That video is what, 4.5, 5 years old?
I loved it though. That's awesome.
And I'm getting 1,000 views a month.
Wow.
On that video. Still.
What's wrong with that, man?
About once, let's say I average 3 new comments a month on that thing.
It's a cool gadget, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, when you buy the kettle, you already got the damn charcoal baskets in there. It's easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've had people say, "Can I do this with my 26 inch?" I was like, "Yeah."
Not a problem. Yeah.
Just
what do you think about the snake method when it comes to charcoal?
Never tried. Well, no, I take that back. I did try it. I did, and it was in the old Smoky.
Okay.
And the best part about the old Smoky, so you got a 22-inch grate, and it's 18 inches on the bottom.
Okay.
So it's not rounded like a kettle. It's more smooth-sided.
Okay.
No, it's less of an angle. So to put it in there, and what I do, I think I'd have to look it up. I think I did a pork butt where I did the snake method in the old Smoky. And you know what? I'm thinking about getting a couple. I'd love to get a couple more and ship them home, because for $80 you get a 22-inch kettle style grill that you can do anything with.
Yeah.
And they still sell them down here too. I saw one at King Hardware just the other day.
But yeah, I did a pork butt. I know I did some beef ribs on the old Smoky. What else did I do on that? That's been a while ago. But
I've been looking at other methods, like I'm actually thinking about going to Myron Mixon's class in April next year. And Johnny Trigg, he likes to do his own Weber kettle, but he uses natural charcoal briquettes. Yeah, and he does lump as well, but the briquettes they're all natural. They don't have that filler crap in there.
Like
he uses
Texas original barbecue or Texas original charcoal.
Yeah, and he uses the snake method I was reading for his ribs. His world class, he's won a boatload of He's the rib king, basically. You know.
I've only ever seen him cook on his Jambo. On
Oh,
Jamie, that blue Jambo that Jamie Greer built him.
mhm. Okay.
But
Yeah, I've seen that.
I guess I've never seen a trig video on a kettle.
Yeah, I was just reading about him. Yeah, so what I was doing is I've got all these books. Like I got Myron's book. Of course, I got a Margarita book, which is actually really good, Margaritaville. I got this one.
You can't see it.
Got some, Snoop Dogg from Crook to Cook. Actually, he's got some really cool recipes. And then I've got I got a Michael Simons book just recently, and I got one on tailgating. And I was looking at a Johnny Trigg one. Mo's coming out with one in May.
Yeah.
But I was looking for a Johnny Trigg one, and I came across his ribs and how he likes to do his on a Weber kettle. He uses the snake method, and he does 3-2-1. Which 3-2-1, I don't know.
Anybody who tells you they're still cooking 3-2-1 ribs, especially for a competition, is cooking at 204 degrees. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Cooking with a flashlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never done 3-2-1.
3-2-1 is great. Fall off the bone ribs.
Yeah, but that's not what they're looking for in competition.
If you are cooking for your family and friends, 90% of the people that live in the United States say, "Oh, I want fall off the bone ribs."
Yeah, thanks to Chili's. Chili's fall off
and
the bone.
and Applebee's.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I want my baby back. Which, by the way, I hate baby back ribs.
Yeah.
My family prefers fall off the bone. If I don't have it falling off the bone, they just won't hardly eat it.
Exactly. And that's the way 90% of America wants it, because, well, part of it is the commercials. Oh, fall off the bone ribs, it's perfect, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you don't have to fight it, but what people don't understand is in competition, you have to have a baseline.
Correct.
If every rib you bit into fell off the bone, then you might as well say the hell with the tenderness score, because unless they don't fall off the bone, and that's why they say with that, when they take that bite, everything should come clean off the bone where your teeth are, but everything else has to stay. It's because they have to have a baseline. My wife, my daughter, my son, if I cook them competition style, they're like, "Dad, these aren't tender enough." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right, but I'm not really cooking for you." I'm in a competition.
I mean, 99% of the people in the United States don't care about comp anyway. They don't even know anything about it.
You're right. And that's exactly my point.
One of the shows I was watching, they had a guy named Michael. Oh, God,
Or Biglio.
No, black guy. Super cool.
Michael Character.
Yes, Michael Character. And he is a character.
Yes, he is.
And Mo Cason, they both did ribs, and they were doing people. They decided to take the rib competition off to the side and do what they called People's Choice ribs. And who had the best People's Choice rib? And Character beat Cason on that.
Right, because he overcooked them, and Mo had Ponderosa Barbecue in Des Moines, but Michael Character has restaurants down in Georgia and South Carolina.
Correct.
So he played to the restaurant side where Mo didn't.
Correct. That's why they.
It's all in your point of view, because if
Exactly.
you cook the way you like it, and you like them fall off the bone, at that point, are they really overdone?
Competition-wise,
they are.
Yes.
But for the majority of the population, they're not overdone. They're just right.
My difference my major difference between a competition rib and what I call a family friendly rib
People's choice.
is
Same thing.
Is time.
Yeah.
I use, you guys know, I run Pig Shake. You know, and the big difference is time.
Correct.
I mean, there's other things I do on the competition side that I don't do for the backyard side.
But I've told people hundreds of times, I like the process, and I especially like sitting on my ass as long as possible.
That's, well,
I do not want to cook a mow on the same day.
And on the other side of that grumpus is why are all these competition cooks cooking at 275 instead of 225?
That's a good question. Yeah, I didn't really.
One reason, and it's why competition cooks also go through so much tinfoil, is they're lazy. So ease of cleanup. That's why you use a lot of tinfoil. Yeah. You can just wad it up, throw it away. You got a clean surface to work on your next meat. The other reason competition cooks are cooking hotter and faster versus low and slow is they want to sleep.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
Okay. I'm not going to go to a competition. I'm not going to start a brisket at midnight on a stick burner, get an hour and a half sleep, get up, check temps, feed the fire, go back to sleep for 45 minutes, get up, go back.
Yeah. That's the fun part.
No, go fuck you.
That doesn't sound fun to me, man.
Go eat a 6-pound chicken fried steak if you want to have fun. No, I will go to the, Worthington, the KCBS we went up to on Thursday. Thursday, we had a great time, yucked about, had a few cocktails, and about 11 o'clock, you ask a question, and then you do this. You shut up and listen, because about 11 o'clock, all the more experienced KCBS cooks had enough booze, they start spilling their secrets. So you ask a question, then you sit back and you keep your mouth shut and your ears open. Friday night, about 10 o'clock, it's done. Because everybody's getting up at 4, start lighting fires.
Yeah.
Thursday night's a fun night. Friday night is what we call a school night. You get to bed on time because Saturday is going to be a long day.
Correct.
But most guys are going to cook hot and fast instead of low and slow because they want to get their sleep Friday night.
Well, I'm not knocking any of it. I think the comps look like a blast to me. They just look like
the camaraderie at a competition is unbelievable. It really is.
But the competition is pretty intense too, though, right?
Oh, it is. It is. And for our first 4 meet up in Worthington, hell, my goal was to get all 4 meets turned in on time, and we did that without a problem. Even with a couple hiccups. Some dumbass was going to put chicken in a Cambro, keep it warm because it got done about 15 minutes early. Hit the pan on the side of the Cambro, and 3 of his best pieces of chicken hit the floor.
Oh.
That'd be this dumbass. So I had to use 3-4 pieces I want to normally use, but you got to turn it in and hope for the best.
I tried Myron Mixon's, what the hell's he call him? For chicken. Cupcake.
Pan.
Yeah, cupcake chicken.
Cupcake. There you go.
I'll tell you what, they came out perfect, and they were absolutely delicious. And I used Uncle Steve's on it all the way through, and I got some good reviews on it off my video. People loved that concept. They never really thought about, put it in a muffin or a cupcake pan. But they come out perfectly.
You use the round one?
Yeah. Yeah, and just tucked them in there, cut off all the excess fat, tucked them in, did my stuff to it with my Uncle Steve's, put them in there, and then just put them on my smoker. until they hit 165, 170. Pulled it. Put a little barbecue sauce on the top. Actually, I painted them with barbecue sauce. Put them in for about another 5-10 minutes. Boom. They were done. The best damn chicken. But the thing was, it was some of the best damn looking chicken I'd ever had.
I used to use the mini loaf pan.
Mm-hmm.
So your thighs come out more rectangular shaped.
Okay.
And I used to do that back in the day, and then I got away from it. Because no matter how much I greased or oiled that, I would get skin to stick.
Oh gosh, so I didn't have one with skin. Mine was already skin.
No, yeah, and
in competition, you'd have to have skin.
No, you don't have to. In KCBS,
skin
is optional, totally optional.
Okay.
You don't have to have the skin.
But it's crazy. They're like peeling it back, and then they're taking the fat off of it. And wow.
It's my third biggest. My third biggest video is competition chicken thighs. My second biggest one is when I was in Wisconsin grilling on the park grill. You know that comes, the 4-inch pipe comes out of the ground.
Oh, yeah.
It was a live I did while we were on vacation. It's my second biggest video.
Really? I've never cooked that one.
And everybody's like, you need to show the food in the comments now. It's like, do you understand this? I was just grilling and this was alive while I was on vacation. You know? I'm not walking around filming everything, people.
We did. I saw one of those guys, what do they call them? Santa Fe style grills. And it was at a park. This was a couple years ago in Elko, Nevada. And these guys were cooking away, and I got to watch it, you know, and they'd crank it up, and they'd stoke
and I
that
want
fire
one of those.
and crank it back down. That was the coolest damn thing I'd ever seen. I could have watched that all day and just listen to these guys talk.
Grumpus, I'm building one for the campfire.
Oh, yeah?
That's cool.
I got a 16 by 24 grate that I'm actually going to build a stand to go around the camp ring on the bottom.
Okay.
And then just be able to crank it up and down. It's going to be crude. It's going to be simple, but I guarantee you what, some of the best steaks I ever cooked was at the campground. We took an old 22-inch truck rim.
Okay.
Okay. Put the shallow bellow in the ground, left the high side up. So you got the two air vents, like where your valve stem goes.
Right.
And the one opposite of it. I bet I went through 3 bundles of wood just getting a bed of orange coals underneath it. And then I had a tripod that I put above it. And just sat there and let them coals cook them steaks about 8-10 inches above it.
Yep.
To get them steaks medium rare, it took about 35 minutes.
Wow.
Because I refused to flip them until I saw a little bit of juice and myoglobin come out the top.
Yeah, I don't believe in flipping them multiple times.
And then I flipped them and I raised it up an inch and let it go another half hour. I mean, it was live fire reverse sear is what it was. Oh my God.
You know, I tried
a sirloin steak, it was as tender as a ribeye.
I tried my best to get Chris to make a little mini Santa Maria that fit the top of the firebox on the Lone Star offsets. And he, you know, kind of like a Gabby's grill.
Yeah, I got you.
Only square that would fit the top of the firebox, and he didn't think they would sell. And I said, well, I don't know if they'll sell or not. I know you can sell one.
Well, I could.
That's all that matters.
I need to make one.
No, I could see that. I could really easily see that.
I need to make one. I got torches.
But now, would you want it to go down into the firebox or sit like where the plancha sits on top of the firebox?
Probably even. You know where the he's got that griddle plate.
Right.
I would probably want to remove that and drop it down at least that low, And of course, the fire grate, you can move it up.
Right.
So you could have it within.
So you could, if you wanted to do that, you could move your fire grate up.
Yep.
And then just probably clamp on something that you could.
I may be able to use the stands I used for the rotisserie I built. I built the stand for the rotisserie. I may be able to somehow pull the rotisserie off and modify a little cable grill setup. I could probably do that. Now that I think about it.
I kind of like that.
It was just something I thought maybe if I was interested, maybe other people would be, because I thought the Gabby grill was great. That whatever you call that Gabby.
Yeah, Junior Castro, his Gabby grill.
Yeah.
And actually, if you look at what he charges for those for a kettle, they're what? Well, they used to be about $220 for a 22-inch kettle.
Seemed a little high to me, but for what it was.
But to get that ring to the right size and the labor he's got in them, I'm still thinking about ordering one.
I don't know. Let me rephrase that. I don't know that they're not worth it. I'm just saying that's a little out of my range for something I wouldn't use very often.
For something,
I would have to buy a Weber to grill to have something to put it on.
I had one. It was good, and then it broke, and Only Fire would not support me on it, so I thought I'll never buy from you guys again. I had it for 2 months, and it broke.
When Kathy and I got married, she had an old black 22-inch Weber kettle grill. And I said, "What the fuck are we doing with this thing? I'm never going to cook on it." And I've been gifted one and bought 2 others in the meantime.
That's all they had back in the 70s. I mean, my grandparents, that's my grandparents had.
Yeah.
But they had like I used to call them the Easter egg colors, the green, like an orange colored, orange colored one, but that's how I learned to cook burgers, was with my grandpa on a Weber kettle. They'd use, fire, and they'd use just lump it down in there and spray a bunch of lighter fluid on it.
Oh yeah, no lighter fluid burgers. I miss those.
About a couple 3 years ago, I was browsing around on Facebook Marketplace, and my wife's hometown, where my in-laws still live, there's a guy who had a 1970 something, he said, red Weber kettle. So it's got the disc on the bottom, blah blah blah. He wanted $10 for it.
Holy crap!
I called my niece, who was headed to town. Well, first I called my mother-in-law and I said, "Who's Mark blah blah blah?" She goes, "Well, that's the neighbor across the alley." I said, "Okay, thanks, Mom. Got to go." Call my niece because she was headed to town. I said, "Go across," because she lives across the street from my mother-in-law. I said, "Go to Mark's place across the alley from Grandma. He's got a 70-something red Weber kettle. So he wants $10 for it. I'll give you the money when you come to town." She's like, "All right." So she goes over, talks to Mark. He pulls it apart, puts it in the back of her van. She shows up at the campground for the trick or treat. And she goes, "Oh, it's your lucky day." I said, "Really? Why is that? Because you brought it to me?" She goes, "No. Mark said you could have it."
Oh, yeah.
So I've done a couple videos on that old kettle. It is now back in Ireton, my wife's hometown. I gifted it to my grandson because he just started cooking competition barbecue at 13 years old.
That's awesome.
I said, "Here's the deal. There's stipulations on you having this grill." He's like, "Yeah, what's that, Papa?" I said, "1, you got to take care of it." I said, 2, you can't let your mother touch it. Which is my oldest. And I said, 3, you're not allowed to beat Grandpa in it if you cook on it in a competition. Well, this past weekend, one of the categories was pulled pork tacos. He finished 1 point ahead of me, and his mom called. My daughter called and says, Josh is worried. Why? He's afraid he's got to give the red kettle back. I said, no, he didn't cook on that to beat me. I said, so he's lucky. His dad did most of the cooking for him.
We have and I was starting to look around in the southeast Idaho area for competitions. We don't really have any, but the high schools have competitions. So they're starting them out, in high school. These kids are cooking these competitions. I thought it'd be kind of cool to go check one of those out. See these guys.
They are. There's tons in Texas, I know. What's the last name? Alexinas. I think I'm saying that right. Chuck. Carly is his daughter. They have a barbecue supply store there in Texas. I can't think of the name of it right now. But she made national finals.
That's cool.
Now, Mike, how far are you from the Rapid City area?
Rapid City, Iowa? Oh.
No, South Dakota.
Oh, South Dakota?
West South Dakota.
18 hours?
No, bullshit. I can drive to you in 18 hours.
Yeah, it's 18 hours from here to, I looked it up one time, to Sturgis. So if I went up through Montana and over, I could hit it up.
Jesus, I can get to Sturgis in 9 hours.
Let's see. You said, let's go.
Star
Idaho to, where am I going again?
Hill City, South Dakota.
Hill City, South Dakota. All right, we're gonna let Google tell me how far. 14 hours, 2 minutes. It's 913 miles.
Wow. I can't believe I'm closer to that than you are. That's amazing. So how long does it take you to get to Montana, Colorado, blah, blah, blah?
Colorado would be about 8 hours. Depends on where in Montana. Just to the border would be about 5.5.
And then you got a little trek ahead of you. I know there's some out in a couple of guys from around here did Hill City, South Dakota last week. David from Machete Boys RGC'd out there. One of the guys from Sioux Falls, which is about, I don't know, a little over an hour from me, went out there.
We have what's called the Pacific Northwest Barbecue Society or something like that, and they actually sponsor 2 or 3 KCBS
that it's
along the I-5 corridor, but one of their competitions happened to be in my hometown, Prosser, Washington. So I thought, it'd be kind of cool to go check out one of these days. So Tim, who was on here earlier, he lives about 20 miles from there, and so he and I were going to go check it out next year.
I would.
I think it'd be just fun. Why not?
It's like a couple of years ago when I went down to the Royal. I mean, the shit I saw down there. I mean, it was amazing. Especially the people walking around handing out free samples of cannabis-infused barbecue sauce. Well, if that don't make your people hungry, then you got some shit barbecue. I'm going to tell you that.
That'd be illegal as hell here in Idaho. Washington?
Well, you can get a medical card in Iowa, but I don't think that you can't use cannabis barbecue sauce in a restaurant.
You can't get shit here in Idaho. Not even a medical card. Ontario, Oregon is 40 minutes away. And you go to the cannabis joints there, I think there's 3 or 4. And I watched on the news one time, and their parking lot is just full of Idaho plates. Oh my goodness, look who it is. Patty Joe cooking. Oh my.
Patrick!
And so how much money is Idaho losing by just having people go across the border, because you can get it in Nevada, you can get it in Wyoming, Washington, Montana,
Well,
Utah. You can't get here.
Colorado.
Florida.
Colorado is one of the first states to legalize it. You know, and
Washington
you know what?
was right behind.
They got some of the best roads in the nation because they used all that cannabis money to pave interstates and everything.
Exactly. It's not rocket science, people.
No, it's not.
Whatever.
You got that right, Patrick.
Yeah, you know it. Yeah, I think next year, you know, and one of the reasons why I was asking about what
Patrick, you need to borrow these.
One of the reasons why I asked you about what you did is Tim is trying to convince me to do a competition next year. And
find a backyard comp.
See, and I've been trying around here.
Okay,
I'm almost thinking about doing one myself.
Do this. Go on the KCBS website.
Okay.
KCBS.us. Click on find events.
Explore events. Okay.
Okay. Now, it should say like Master Series or Backyard.
Let's see events. I bet I could type in and search backyard.
Well, here's the thing. It'll give you a search.
The search
criteria.
option.
And you can put in backyard. There was one. There's one in Washington last weekend. But I mean, if you go through and click on it, you can narrow down your searches to backyard events.
Yeah, I'll have to research it. Maybe I'll do that at work tomorrow.
A backyard is typically chicken and ribs.
Makes sense. Absolutely.
The master or competitor series is when you get into the pork butt and brisket. But if you look through the website there, it'll tell you upcoming events because you can plot it in a calendar from like today's date through the next, and you can stretch it out 2 months and be like, oh, this one's coming up here. So
here's find events. Let's go through Halloween and let's show map. Show all. Holy crap. There's one in Medford, Oregon coming up. It's the Rogue Caveman BBQ. Oh, it's been canceled. What the hell?
Yeah, some of the backyards end up getting canceled because they don't have enough teams to pre-register.
The other one's called Smoke and Soul, and that is in Wyoming. But I know that they have other ones. You know, there's nothing else here. Like the Northwest is pretty much you got Utah and Nevada. There's like nobody here. But I know along that I-5 corridor in Washington and Oregon, every once in a while, they have something. And in that Northwest Barbecue Society or whatever, they sponsor some as well. So I'm just going to have to check it out. I think it would be a blast just to do it. And like you said, just backyard competition.
Let's see here.
I wonder if they have it out for next year yet.
See, the problem is you get this late in the fall.
Yeah, kind of screwed.
Everything you're going to find is south of us.
Yep, makes sense.
I mean, I know there's one this weekend in Omaha, Nebraska. There's one in Vermilion, South Dakota next weekend. Yeah, you can go to the Danny Dietz Memorial in Waller, Texas.
Yeah.
There's one of ours that are canceled.
We just don't have anything here in the Northwest.
Oh, yeah, you're looking at the Rogue Caveman that was canceled.
Yeah, Patrick, that's just old. It's an old
Grants
shirt.
Pass, Oregon. That's the one that's canceled.
Exactly.
Sorry, dude.
No, this is an old shirt. Actually, I actually have another one just like this, and it does not have the lines in it. Yeah, unfortunately, I'll have to take a look at it, Kent. But I think it would be fun to do one.
Oh, I'm scrolling through it. I'm scrolling through it right now.
The Northwest doesn't really have a style, and we just don't have a lot. We have plenty of people who like to compete and get together and do stuff like that, but Idaho is like bare. We used to have.
You know the guy who would be to talk to, and I know he's a little ways from you, would be old Lewis from Our Shack Barbecue.
Oh, absolutely. He's in. Yeah.
Let's see. What's right north of you in Canada?
Straight up north?
Yeah.
I don't know. Calgary, someplace like that. Yeah, Lewis would be a good one because he's in like Wenatchee or something like that.
Yep.
Which is on the way to Seattle. Yeah, I should hit him up. And he's
let's see.
Great guy, by the way, Lewis.
Oh yeah, LT is great. I love that man. How far are you from Casper?
Wyoming.
No, the Ghost.
10 hours. The Ghost are probably in my house. 10 hours.
Okay, where'd it go? That's October 6th and 7th. Damn.
10 hours, 41 minutes to Casper.
That's farther than I'm willing to drive.
I think I'm just going to work on my skills over the winter and kind of make a decision late winter, early spring as to whether I want to do it or not. I think it would be fun. Like I said, there's that society in the Northwest. And
that's a place I'd start if I was you.
What if you pulled something together like in your town or a church or neighborhood?
That's another thing I was thinking about. I thought about doing a wing competition and having like 2 or 3 people come over here and do it live.
We had one get started Father's Day weekend here about 15, 18 years ago. And the gentleman who started it, my buddy Tom, has since passed.
But they have a burger competition at our fair. That was last week. But it's just a burger competition.
He got a ton of the people around here interested in it and blah, blah, blah. And we actually had one out here in September. And 2 years ago, Tom passed 5 years ago. So 2 years ago, his buddy and daughter who ran it here said, "We're done with Grill and Chill," and handed it to me. So part of our series around here, the traveling trophy, is called Coop's Cup. It's Tom Cooper. So the traveling trophy we named in his honor.
That's cool.
And it's a backyard. It's ribs and chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And I started the one in September because we wanted another one around here, and we did. The easiest way to start a local competition, and
I was going to ask you next.
One of the best ones we had around here was a 3-meat competition.
3 meat, as in 1, 2, 3, chicken, pork. No. Chicken.
No.
No.
Poultry, pork, beef.
Okay.
So in the poultry category, you can do chicken. You got to turn in 6 pieces for the judges. Everything has to be 6 individual pieces for the judges. But if you wanted to do a turkey breast under poultry, you could.
Okay, so relaxed rules sounds like
yes.
So I say chicken, you could do drums, you could do flats if
actually
you want.
Actually, in KCBS for chicken, you can turn in wings. So
I did not know that. That's interesting.
Hold on, excuse me.
Yeah, I might look at doing that next year, Grumpus. I think that'd be fun. It could be kind of fun to do. It'd be a lot of work, but
it would be. It would be a lot of work. Try to pull something together from scratch.
Yeah,
finding a venue and all that stuff. That's why I thought maybe a church or something like that.
Well, I'm good friends with the event coordinator for my city of Star, and we have what's called the River House, and it's got a huge area with big, large park, and that's the first place I thought. Dang knows, first place I thought of to do something like that.
Even a public park, you could get permission to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it would be a blast.
I don't know what kind of liability they would try to, drum up from that. Maybe because of the fire.
I wonder how you'd even pay for that. You'd have to get liability.
I'm not sure. That's a whole nother can of worms there.
Something to look up, right? That's your homework, Grumpus. I'm going to leave that to Patrick. That's Patrick's
I don't like
homework.
this show. It's too much homework.
Yeah. I wonder how that would work. I'll have to ask Dana about it and see. So I've really thought about doing a rib or a wing competition where I'd have like a couple stations here and have my webcams kind of in certain areas. You could click on it and you could have the Weber kettle or a smoke, whatever you wanted, and you just kind of, that's your station and you can work on it, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, here in Boise, Southeast Idaho, we don't have squat. And we used to, but it's just non-existent anymore. And if we do, they never advertise it anymore. So
something like that. Cool. I would be tempted to poll my judges the morning of, just randomly from volunteers, maybe grab 3 or 4 judges that didn't even know they were going to judge, and just
there you go.
And just have them taste it, and it'll be food only.
So Kent, you have to get liability insurance, all that good stuff for this, or
no? You advertise it as an amateur backyard competition. Now, there's certain things you do have to have in place. For example, all your meat needs to be 40 degrees below before cooking, kept at 135 or above after cooking. After they're fully cooked, people have to know their temps for poultry, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you do poultry, pork, and beef, okay, so one guy can turn in wings for chicken. Another guy can do legs. Another guy can do thighs. If you're daring, go ahead and turn in breasts, but I wouldn't recommend it. Pork, you're going to get people that do ribs. You're going to get people that'll think they make the world's best pork butt. Turn that in. You're going to have people doing pork belly burn ends.
Which are, by the way, some of the best burn ends I've ever had and made.
For beef, you're going to have people they can cook a ribeye, slice it up, turn it in. You can do a tri-tip. You can do brisket, slices, or burn ends, whatever you want.
But they have to bring the meat, right? They bring their own meat. Yeah.
They provide their own meat. And the way our rules work around here is you can pre-trim your meat, but there is no brining, injecting, marinating, seasoning ahead of time.
Gotcha. You got to do it.
That way you kind of equal the playing field.
Sure.
And then, like when we did it up here, we did, Terry had his 2 Dynaglows and a Charger. When we originally started that up here, we did 1 hour turn-ins. So, like, chicken was due at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Well, you're going from 1:55 to 2:05, 10-minute window.
Correct. Oh.
Next one is at 3 o'clock. You got a 10-minute window. The last one for beef was at 4 o'clock, 3:55, 4:05. Okay.
Yeah.
And you do it on appearance, taste, tenderness. Really simple. Kind of along the lines of KCBS scoring. Do not try use KCBS scoring. The MWBA, which is the Midwest Barbecue Association, tried using KCBS scoring and rules and all their stuff, and KCBS sued them and won.
So if I do this, I'm going to hit you up for ideas.
You go right ahead. I believe you have my number. If not,
I do. I sent you a
give
text on 4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got your number.
So
yeah, I think I might just do this. I'll talk to Dana and see if I can start laying the ground.
And the other thing, what I would do is with your local businesses in town or in the area, say, here's what we want to do. We want to pay out, based on 15 teams, we want to pay out anywhere from top 3 to top 5 for each meat category.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have like $50 sponsors, they can be, say you got 3 or 4 $50 sponsors. 3 of those will be your 5th place meat category sponsor.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is use part of the money to buy trophies.
Mm-hmm. Which I am a trophy guy.
And the other part goes towards the payout with the entry fees.
Correct.
And then,
so I have a trophy guy that I know really well.
And then if you want to do it at the end, where you do grand and reserve grand, the last competition I was in, grand won $1,000 because they had $1,000 sponsor. So they basically did, the trophies were tumblers.
Okay.
But they had the logo for the competition on it. Then on the other side, it said Grand Champion. And it said sponsored by, and then had the company logo on it.
The 2024 Grand Champion.
Right. And then the Reserve Grand. And then you had the 1st through 5th. All with sponsors' names on the cups, with 1st place poultry, 1st place beef, 3rd place chicken, blah blah blah. So you actually had like 17 trophies to give out.
Sure. You think the Dude Stick Meat competition would make it be a good name?
Well, if you use
Steve's got thick meat, why not?
If you use thick meat there, you might get Uncle Steve to sponsor it. So,
yeah.
So yeah, and
by the way, Kent, I'm not going to sleep tonight. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But the wheels are turning, man. Big time. Yeah, I knew you'd say you're welcome.
All you got to do is call me. Just don't call me on Saturday because I'll be at a competition. I'll ignore you. But no, and the more you're not at $1,000, $500 sponsors for a backyard competition, are harder and harder to find. But them 150 and 250s really freaking add up.
That's true.
You know, so, and if you can get pre-committal by companies for $50, $100, do a Platinum Series sponsor, which is this amount and up, Gold Series, Silver Series, Bronze Series, and get the sponsored committal ahead of time, so that when you put out a flyer and put it online and everything else, saying, here we go, guys, we got this date. Here it is. We're doing poultry, pork, beef. Pick your cut. You have to turn in 6 per category, blah, blah, blah. Here's our sponsors. You know, you put, of course, your payout is going to be based on number of entrants. But if you have the pre-sponsored committal and you can advertise 700 for grand champion of the 3 meets combined and 350 for reserve grand, you're going to get numbers. You're going to have at least 20 teams there.
Yeah, and then you charge a fee. And
So do you let your sponsors hang banners and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Oh, I would say absolutely.
If they provide them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If they got their banner, they want to hang on the posts around wherever you're having it. And the other thing is, you gotta have room to have it. Like when Terry was up here, we do it at Willow Creek Campground, and all the judging is done at my campsite, but I'm cooking in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the teardrop. Terry was here, my son-in-law here, and I was here. I had my trailer back in the teardrop right with Terry, even though Terry was camping 2-3 spots down from me. Our cooking rigs were set up in the teardrop with everybody else. It's just my wife and my daughter help run the show, and so all the judging was done at my campsite, which I wasn't at from 7 o'clock in the morning until 5 in the afternoon, because that was the turn-in area.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, if you get more than 10 teams, no, you don't, sir.
You see mine back there? Look at that.
Guys, size doesn't matter.
Terry, just so you know, the one I had in Lamar's is right here.
Maybe it does.
Look at mine. They're mine. No, but now we are talking about size, aren't we?
Here's the deal. This was the original flag Steve sent me 4 years ago.
I've got one of those.
That's got one. Yeah, I've got one up there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Terry got the new improved version, and he hung that son of a bitch up, and I'm like, how the fuck do you got a bigger flag than I got? So the day after the competition, I called Steve. I says, what the fuck's going on here? And he says, what do you mean? I said, you sent Terry a bigger flag than me? I said, next time I'm going to lie to you about the fucking recipe for a shake. And I got a shipment in, and it had the 3 foot, because this is a 2x3 flag.
Yeah.
Now I have the one. Now I have the same size one, the 3x5 flag. That if the flags get any bigger, I'm going to need a bigger trailer to hold the son of a bitch up.
Guys, I'm having a blast, but I've got to work early in the morning. So.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, tomorrow is my last Monday of the week.
I have my call this weekend, so I got to work the next 4 days. So I've had a great time tonight. Kent, I'm not going to sleep tonight. You know that. Damn it.
You're welcome, buddy. You get questions, you call me, you text me.
I will.
In fact, one of my table captains just walked out right here. She is huge reason why our cook-offs here were go as good as they are. So she's not going to come on screen. Say hi to Grumpus, baby.
She got to say hi to Grumpus.
We were talking about Goodson's and that chicken fried steak.
The dude feels left out.
Size of Alaska that Bill ate, or Grumpus ate. Sorry. Damn, there I go again.
Government is watching.
No, but they're always listening.
Steve.
Sorry. So,
all right, guys. Well, I got a lot to ponder. Like I said, I had a blast. Thank you so much. Next week I will be back to Fridays going live. So,
all right, let me know.
Thanks for letting me up. Good seeing you, Kent.
Always.
You too, Grumpus.
Terry,
Mark,
good talking to you. Is Terry the only one left in the chat?
Good night, Mark.
I think so. Good night, Steve. Everybody have a fun weekend.
All right.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody in the chat. We'll talk to you later.